And the northbound coming by today. It's another coal train.
737 cruising on 6 on the main 737 out.
Hello friends and fellow YouTubers. This is the story of my history of smoking for more than 50 years. I'm in my 68th year of life and smoked my last cigarette almost a year ago. I am an ex-smoker, but I won't ever become one of those reformed smokers we see so often. You know the ones I mean, those ex-smokers who now think that it is their calling to preach to smokers about all the evils we smokers so painfully are already aware of. It's okay to say I was a smoker, but not okay to suddenly become holier than thou. I have often said there is nothing more aggravating than a reformed smoker, and I don't ever plan to become one. I most likely will always recall my love of nicotine and will never lose my urge to smoke. I will begin my story as a boy around the age of 8 years old in McCray, Georgia, a rural South Georgia town. My brother and I and an older boy had just returned from an expedition from the fields with handfuls of what I now know of as rabbit tobacco. I still to this day can recognize it, love the smell it produces when burned. We sat on the ground under the wooden frame house my grandparents lived in, getting our first lesson in smoking. The older boy had a homemade corncob pipe, basically a bored out piece of corncob with a reed inserted into it. We stripped the small leaves from the stems. It showed us how to tear some paper and roll a cigar-sized cigarette. In short order, we were smoking like a house on fire. I recall choking and hacking a few times. Rabbit tobacco smells like tobacco burning, but it's not as strong as real tobacco. I know because over the years, in a pinch, I have smoked some while working out at the railroad or out on a hunting trip. If you do a Google search, there's plenty about it online. It even has medicinal purposes as well. Just remember, I'm just telling you this is part of my story, and am in no way recommending anyone partake of it. Over the next few years, we occasionally were known to abscond with adults' cigarettes to get our occasional thrill of smoking. Rarely did we get caught. I recall once we took my older sister's full pack of Winston cigarettes and went to the barn to smoke one. Our misfortune was that she missed them and tracked us down. When she told on us, our punishment was to sit and smoke one cigarette after another one until it made us sick. It was a futile attempt to discourage our smoking, but I think it just increased our resolve not to get caught. My younger viewers in today's society where smoking is becoming taboo might not understand the enticements people had to smoke. After all, most adults smoke, so it was natural for us to emulate them. Cigarettes were openly advertised on TV, radio, and billboard signs all over town, begging people to try it, and the tobacco companies were raking in the profits. I still recall the many ads and songs. Any adult my age will remember songs like, "Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should." Even movie stars did commercials encouraging us to be cool and smoke. It was advertised as good for you. Had such good taste and flavor. It wasn't until people began dying from it that it slowly got pushed aside as a popular thing to do. But by then, most of the country was heavily addicted. I readily admit I was addicted, and no amount of prodding would make me want to stop. That's the thing about it. You actually have to want to stop before you ever have a chance to quit smoking. It wasn't until I went in the U.S. Navy that I became a heavy smoker at the age of 18. It was openly encouraged for us to smoke. Aboard ship, we even got special rates in the prices of a carton of cigarettes from the ship's store called sea ration cigarettes. I recall buying them for $2 a carton. If we were told the smoking lamp is lighted, we could smoke our brains out. Only when we were taking on fuel or ammunition would we be told the smoking lamp is out. No smoking was allowed anywhere aboard ship when the smoking lamp was out. Over the years, I smoked thousands of cigarettes, and nicotine sustained me in times of stress. It seemed to help me through my daily life. What I miss the most about smoking is the ability to have a cigarette just after my evening meal. The nicotine is addictive and not really so bad for your health. Actually, not worse, in my opinion, than the caffeine consumed by coffee drinkers. What is really bad about smoking is all the other chemicals and carbon monoxide you get from smoking. Many times I was told I smell bad by non-smokers, and I never really believed them. I now am clean of smoking and can smell a smoker from 10 feet away. I won't be rude as most reformed smokers are, and even mention it, as I have been in their shoes and don't consider myself to be their judge. They are adults and control their own lives and don't need my 2 cents worth. For the rest of what time I have in this life, the smoking lamp is out forever. I'm not likely to smoke again, especially with my health issues, of which I have no one to blame for but myself. I will always have the urge and really enjoy smelling someone's secondhand smoke. My advice as an ex-smoker is, if you don't smoke, don't ever start. If you do, consider quitting. How did I do it? I got considerable help from vaping. For around 2 months, I was vaping. Vaping is consuming nicotine from a pipe and a battery which produces vapors. There's no smoke involved at all. I still have my last carton of cigarettes sitting unopened on my dresser. They cost me some $40-something, just a drop in the bucket to the large sums of money I've spent over 50 years. Thanks for listening, my friends. This is Walter, wishing you all good health. A great day to be rail fanning. Couldn't ask for better weather.